So yeah, we have four half marathons between March 20th and May 21st. So 2 months, 4 half marathons, and some other races in between. Hey everybody, how are you doing? We've got a couple things to do today. For our run, we do have a 5-mile run this morning. It's going to be a pretty easy paced run. You know, it kind of alternates from week to week between running at my projected race pace and running at an easier pace for the Saturday run. Today is just going to be one of those easier 5-mile runs before our 10 miles that we have to do tomorrow on Sunday. But one of the other things I was doing is just going through my races for my own calendar to keep track of everything over the next couple of months. And it is a pretty packed calendar, so I just want to go over with all of you which races I have coming up again, just as a quick recap before we get outside and go for our run. So the first race up on the calendar is the Washington Heights Salsa and Blues 5K. It's a 5K race up in Washington Heights on the streets of Manhattan. It's not in Central Park like many of the New York Roadrunners races, although it is still hosted by New York Roadrunners. And if I didn't say it, that's on March 6th. So that's going to be the next race we have coming up, March 6th. After that, on March 20th, that is our New York City Half Marathon. That's the main race we're training for right now. So that one's definitely on my calendar. Have not forgotten about that date, but that's going to be March 20th and the start of a long streak of half marathons and other races mixed in. Next, April 3rd, we've got the JP Morgan 4-mile. This is just one that I use essentially to count towards my 9+1, which will get me guaranteed entry into the New York City Marathon in 2023. So that's kind of the purpose of that one, but nonetheless, April 3rd we'll be out there racing in Central Park for the JP Morgan Run as One 4-mile race. April 10th, this is something that just popped up, but we have a 15K out in Brookhaven on Long Island. This is a trail 15K, something that my brother wanted to sign up for as his kind of first shot doing some longer races. He hasn't really done any running races outside of like high school. He did some track, so I think I'm going to go run that with him. That would be on April 10th and would be a trail 15-kilometer race. Next, on April 24th, we have the New York City Runs Brooklyn Half Marathon. So this is going to be a race from kind of the Dumbo area in Brooklyn over to Prospect Park in Brooklyn. And again, that's a half marathon. Next up is May 1st. May 1st is the Mount Beacon Half Marathon over here. This is going to be a really technical and steep trail half marathon. The first time that I really do a half marathon with a lot of elevation. I'm guessing a few thousand feet of elevation gain and loss over the course of the race. I don't have the exact number, but that's going to be on May 1st. And again, a half marathon, very technical, difficult out on the trails. The last race that we have coming up that I know of right now is on May 21st, and that is New York Roadrunners Brooklyn Half. It's going to be racing from Prospect Park down to the boardwalk at Coney Island. That's another fun race, and again, just rounds out the fourth half marathon that I know of that's coming up over that 2-month span between March and May. Like I said, at least for now, I know that my New York City Half Marathon is going to be a peak race that I really go out and try and run fast, and I'll kind of pick and choose as we get closer which ones I'm going to run all out and which ones I'm just going to kind of play around with and see what I can do and have fun with on the day of the race. So with that recap out of the way, let's get outside, let's go for the 5-mile run we have to do today, and then we'll go over the paces of everything once we get back inside.
Alright, so we have a windy and cold day today for sure. We've definitely dropped out of the mid-60s, got about 25 degrees right now, Fahrenheit, and yeah. Just gonna go start off easy, maybe pick it up a little bit towards the end of the run, but it's a 5-mile run. Still gotta save legs for tomorrow's 10-mile run, and should be a really nice day though. Lots of cool sights to see over here, and just a nice place to run. wind is surprisingly rough on my face. I didn't really think it was that cold, but it's just a windy day, and it's definitely impacting how pleasant this run is to some extent. But we're almost at the halfway point. We'll turn our way around, head back to the car soon. Well, I haven't had breakfast yet. We're just about at the end of the run. So I'm gonna go get myself something to eat. Then once we get back inside and out of the cold and the wind, I'll just give you the paces for today's run quickly, let you know how it all went. That'll wrap it up for today.
All right, everybody, cheers. So we finished our 5-mile run this morning. The average pace came out to around 9:32 per mile, and we did get our 5 miles in today. Pretty low heart rate, down around 140 beats per minute. So overall, I'd say, effort-wise was, right on par with where I wanted to be. Still would have liked to slow down a little bit, but once I kind of got on the train where I was just going through progression, getting a little bit faster with each mile, there was just no stopping it, and I just kind of ended up wanting to continue to get a little faster each mile. I still felt comfortable, still felt good out there, so that's what ended up happening, and just ended up going a little bit faster at the end than I probably should have, but I don't think it will, kill me in any way. It seems like my legs and my cardio were up for the task today after all. So when it comes to the mile breakdowns, the splits were 9:54, 9:41, 9:33, 9:23, and 9:07. And you can see on your screen right now that they are, the associated heart rates with each mile along the way. So that's really it for today. Again, just wanted to recap and go over what my upcoming race calendar looks like, because we have some new subscribers over the last couple of weeks. With that, that's all I have for today. Come back tomorrow for our 10-mile run. It's actually snowing right now, which again is crazy because yesterday was like 65 degrees. But yeah, it's snowing, so hopefully there's some clean pavement for tomorrow's 10-mile run. I hope that you're all enjoying following along, so I hope to see you in the next one.